per speaker following one another, and they'll have 2 minutes each. So the first speaker I have listed against is the Party Vice Chair, Anne Gallagher.
Good afternoon, delegates. Anne Gallagher, Wexford branch. Grew up in Leitrim and ran for the party in Cavan Monaghan. And it's with that in mind that I am concerned that there's nothing in this report that does anything to make this party a national party as it should be. And when I say national, I mean 32 county on this island, everywhere. The Labour Party should be represented, and we're not. And we're not going to be if this report is passed. The report is lauded as being a very democratic one, and it allegedly went through this wonderfully democratic process. The Commission was largely made up of people nominated by the party leader. Well-intentioned people, no doubt. But the report itself was written by a secretariat. Backroom boys wrote this report, and backroom boys are controlling this party. And that's what I object to, because I'm a member of this party, and I believe in democracy, and I believe that we should hold on to that democracy, what little we have as members in this party, and not hand it over to the backroom boys and the Politburo. Because if you read this document as I did, and I'm a solicitor and I went through it line for line, and the NEC know that bloody well, because they didn't accept one amendment from me, except of course the grammatical ones that were allowed. But in terms of substantive amendments, none were allowed at NEC level. This is not a democratic document. This was rammed down our throats at NEC level. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise, because I was there. And in terms of what it produces a very effective party, because when you have a Politburo of 13 members, it's going to be very effective. All dictatorships are democratic, or they're effective, because they're not democratic. When you don't have to worry about democracy, you'll be effective. But it's at the cost of democracy. There is another body called the Central Council, and we're allowed to meet on that, and it's a policy document, it's a policy discussion body. 66 members. 66 members. Is that going to be workable? And we're not allowed to meet except when the executive tell us we can meet? Did the members demand that the party leader will control the purse strings? Did the members demand that the new ruling body will be dominated by the PLP? Did the members demand that the role of the General Secretary would be to serve the party leader rather than the party? Did the members demand that the new Politburo would force branches to amalgamate? Did the members demand that their say in the party would be limited to what limited say we get at conference? No, they did not. This is not a democratic document. This has been forced down our throats. And it's fine when we have a good leader, but it's bloody dangerous when we don't. I urge you members to hold on to what little say we have in this party and vote no to this document.
Excuse me. The first speaker for is Joanna Tuffy, TD.
Comrades, James Connolly in The Reconquest of Ireland said, "The only true prophets are they who carve out the future they announce." And the 21st Century Commission report, and I was on the 21st Century Commission, is about the tools we use to carve out our country's future. As speakers have said, it's an attempt to make the Labour Party better organised. In relation to how the Commission worked, we were a broadly representative Commission. There was representatives from the different sections, like the youth section, the women's section. There was young and not so young members. There was women and men. There was people from all over the country on the Commission. And we generally worked by consensus. We had one vote. I mean, we had many meetings where we met diligently for, week after week to discuss the document. We had one vote where we had to vote on a particular issue, but generally we agreed things by consensus. And the one big issue where a problem arose, which was in relation to the trade union links, we basically decided to totally change what was proposed. Instead of reducing our links with the trade union, we decided to make them stronger. And that's the thing about this document. It's a consensus document. Some ideas I think will work very well. Other ideas I'm not so sure about, but I think they're worth a try. And I think that's the way that, ultimately we all signed off on that document, and that's the position we took. And the thing is, we're a democratic party. We have one member, one vote for the leadership. We've one member, one vote for our candidates. And we can come back here at an annual conference next year or the year after or whenever we like, and we can change any part of the report and the proposals that we think are not working. But for those of us in the public, or for those people in the public who are not members of the party, it's not the tools that we carve out the future that matter. It's the future that we will carve out as a party. And the next step, if we adopt this document, is the greater task, the much greater and much more important task of carving out a better future for our people. And I think there's greater opportunities. I've been a politician for a long time, but in all my experience, I've never experienced the type of political debate that's out there among the public. I went to a meeting of carers yesterday in my community, and they spoke about...
Joanne, could you conclude, please?
They spoke about capitalism and the failures of capitalism. They talked about change and different values and the need to preserve and build on social progress. We're at a historic juncture, like the historic juncture when James Connolly founded the Labour Party and when he helped found the Republic of Ireland. We shouldn't be afraid to grasp that opportunity. We should get out there, and that's the task, to capture the public imagination, announce our vision of the future to the people, and then set out through politics and political debate to carve out that future. Thank you, delegates.